Yeah. So being aware of all that. It's tough, man. I think it's just tough right now. It's tough for a lot of people. It's tough.
Yeah.
I never thought that I would be having conversations about my own anxiety. You know what I mean? Or just what it's just a wild. It's just wild.
I think too, like for someone in, I'd say, my position, to the outside world who looks like they're in this place of like ultimate success, right? Like, and I think reminding people that that stuff doesn't just alleviate anxiety. Like anxiety, sometimes, you know, things can get worse to a certain extent, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but
No, totally. I mean, you're there's a lot. There's just a lot. You got a lot
yeah,
coming at you. You got a lot that you want to do. You
yeah,
got a lot that you want to pour into others, etc. It's just
yeah,
a bigger world, a larger area of influence,
yeah.
territory of influence.
I guess what I want people to understand or know that, like, God is here right now, and like the ultimate goal is just being with Him, and we're always going to be in pain, we're always going to be struggling, and there's always pain in this world, but God is with us through it, and that doesn't, our yeah, that's all I can say, I guess.
I'd love that thought. Just the idea that we didn't ask to be here. We didn't ask
Mm-mm.
to be born. So if
Nope.
this life is true, this life truly is a gift because it was just given to us, and we didn't plan it, we didn't ask for it. And
Nope.
so then, what is a gift essentially, right? Like
Yeah.
God wanted us to enjoy it. I think God really wants us to enjoy this life and enjoy His presence. He's put so much in front of us to be able to enjoy. And let's not miss that. Let's not miss the
Mm-hmm.
simple things that when we look around, that I'm just drinking coffee right now. Just the simple taste of coffee that I enjoy.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? Just little things throughout the day. And I think that takes a little pressure off the moment by moment when you start to look around and be like, wow, there are things that I really enjoy being here for. And
And you're not so consumed by the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, but you can actually enjoy the present, even in the struggle, even in the pain kind of thing.
yeah, because what's the next thing? The next thing's always the next thing.
Yeah.
We hit benchmarks and we're always looking. We're always looking. We're always looking. Like, right, you have I believe you have a number one record right now. And then is there like a natural, do you have an inclination to be like, okay, well, what are we going to do next?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
do you feel that way?
Sure.
Like, and so
Definitely.
other people wouldn't even see that. Other people be like, oh man, Justin's got huge album out right now, number one song. He's got everything. But the natural inclination is always to just be like, well, what are we gonna do next? Rather than
Mhm.
just be like, man, well, this is we got this day, we have this moment, we have so
Yeah.
much. Such a this life, it really is such a gift. It's crazy. We did not ask to be here. We
Crazy.
did not ask to be
Crazy.
here, but we
Crazy.
get to be here.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Wow. Wow. Ultimately, life's a gift.
I always think of it this way as when you start to think about a gift, right? Like if I gave you a gift, say I gave you something,
Mm-hmm.
a real gift, of course, it's yours. I don't expect anything from it. I just want you to have it, you and enjoy it. Of course, it makes me happy when you're responsible with it and you treat it correctly and you take care of it and you love it and you cherish it and you honor it. But ultimately, the gift is yours. If you smash it and break it, it's cool, right? Like that was my gift to you. You did with it what you felt.
Mm-hmm.
I think God's the same thing. When He created us, it's like a true gift, real gift. I really I don't necessarily expect anything, but I do know that I want you to value it, cherish it, enjoy it, love it, honor it, and then that's gonna give us both just a real solid like experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I think ultimately, like, when society and the world thinks about God in general, they think about rules and having to follow rules.
Bro, you know what? Judah and I were having this conversation the other day, and we talk about kind of our first experience. First, if you're reading the Bible, right? Genesis and talking about Adam and Eve in the garden, and them eating the apple and God being very mad and kicking him out of the garden, right? That's the perspective of it all, like
Mm-hmm.
of people's first idea or experience of like God being mad. But like, man, we were talking about this. It's actually not the case. That actually wasn't the case. He was actually setting the stage for humanity to be like rectified, but he was
Mm-hmm.
actually guiding them out of the garden essentially so that they wouldn't eat from the tree of life, right? So that he didn't want them to live forever in that decaying state. Rather, he wanted to
Mm-hmm.
like. So it's crazy. Even our perception of God, our perspective of God, is that we can make him so mad and he's gonna get angry. Going back to the garden, that actually wasn't the. Of course, he wasn't. He was disappointed, but he was still
Mm-hmm.
loving and guiding them. You get what I'm saying? Rather than like
Mm-hmm.
this angry, get out of my garden that I made so perfect for you, blah blah blah. You guys are done. You know what I mean? Our
Mm-hmm.
perspective should be just like a, no, no, no. I want you to do this because it's gonna work out better for you because I really love
Mm-hmm.
you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
What are you feeling right now? What are you thinking about?
Just feeling about how just natural it is for the human condition to just go, 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 and like do more, do more, do more.
Yeah,
When that's ultimately like we're not human doings, we're human beings, right? Like, so
man.
to just not forget to just be makes me emotional, to be honest, but it's good.
Man, we all get so caught up in the yeah. What are we
Right?
gonna
Because
do
it's like I
next?
just released an album. I
I
just released
know,
two albums.
bro. If you
And
don't
I'm
do
like,
anything
what's
for,
next?
if you don't do nothing for 5 years, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you could, I don't know, man. That it is. It's always what's next. But the truth is, you have God has really kind of put in you this. You want to inspire people, love people,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I think you're doing it. I
Yeah.
think you're really doing it, man. I really respect you being responsible with your gifts at this
Thank
moment.
you. Thank you. I love these conversations
I do too. Could go
because I
on and
think
on. You know, it
they
feels like there's so much to express. There's so
there's
much.
so much to just try to break down of like why are we here? What is the whole reason for us to be on this planet? Like so many people are wondering why.
Why?
Why are
What do
we
you
here?
think? Like, what is
Why are we
your?
here in 2021?
Yeah.
Why did God put me here in 2021? Why did, you know, what is the purpose of this life? Like, and like what is the purpose?
What do you think it is? Like, I mean, this
I
is a. I mean, this is like
I
the.
mean, ultimately it's just like it's spending time with God, bro. It's literally just spending time looking for him in all things, in all people. Just God, where do you want me to go? And we just get confused by success. Like success tricks people. What is success? What is success? Like is it money? Is it fame? Is it what is it? And for me, someone who's had it all, like all areas of success, whatever that looks like, money, fame, cars, like all that sort of stuff, and like it wasn't fulfilling. You know what I mean? And like so it's just like, well, what is it? It's just stop and recognizing that God is here. God is right here. And like when you're so driven for the next thing, you don't see you're not stopping to acknowledge how the coffee tastes. You're
Right.
not stopping to acknowledge how beautiful the drive is that you take every day to work. You're not
Man.
stopping to experience, the friends that you have around you that are already in your corner because you want, you know, other people to like you, and you want, but you're like, you can't see the friends that are in your corner. You can't see, you know, the, you know, you're blinded to what God has already blessed you with, because you're so consumed with more and more and more, and what's next, what's next, what's next, that you can't just be like, wow, I have everything I need right now. I have breath in my lungs. I have blood coursing through my veins. Like, wow.
I think it's like this. We have that subconscious drive to survive physically, to
Mm-hmm.
just stay alive. We don't even realize that that's kind of where our insecurities come from. But we're
Mm-hmm.
here. We're alive. Let's.
Exactly. What you're saying right there is great. Like, we subconsciously all are fearing death because it's a real thing.
Yeah.
And like, just like you said, subconsciously, like, when this conversation isn't happening, because like people don't want to talk about death, they don't want to talk about,
Hard to
because it's
process.
a
We can't
reminder.
process it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard to process. We weren't made to die.
Yeah. Exactly. That's that's it right there. It's the insecurity, our subconscious insecurity. Actually, insecurity just is just us subconsciously fighting the idea that we're actually expiring when we weren't created to. So
Wow.
it's just now we're just in this freaking wheel.
This
Uh,
cycle.
yeah, of just like not even processing that we are insecure because we're just trying to stay alive and fight for what we need to survive. But God said when he's talking about the flowers and the animals, he's like, look at them, like they don't even, they just go on. They know I'm going to take care of them.
Yep.
So how much more that, like, he loves us.
Yes.
So
Yes.
he is working to, he will meet our needs. He
He
will.
will.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because of death and the fear of death. We all feel the need to, right now, I gotta store everything. I gotta hoard all my. I gotta like do this
Yeah, we
because
have closed hand rather than open
doing
hand.
this rather than
Yeah.
doing this, because we don't know what's to come. And in the pandemic is another scenario of that, because it's so uncertain. So everyone's just like, you know what I mean? Like they're just fearful, and they're just holding on to what they have, and they're just, rather than just letting stuff go, of like releasing all of that, just releasing everything. Like, I release control to you, God. I release, you know, all of the things that I can't control. I give it to you, and then watch how God moves and just uses us when we least expect it. Like, we want God to use us, but we don't want to let things go in our life. You know, we want God to use us, but we won't fully trust him. And it's
And
like, how do we, you know?
and it's crazy because control is such an illusion because we are in control of nothing.
Yeah,
We couldn't even plan to be here ourselves. So why we think we're in control? We're trying to, like, we have control over nothing.
nothing,
Anything
nothing
could do things. We're not even responsible for our lives.
for
How
our
could we?
lives. So
So
if we can trust when we go in an airplane, we blindly trust that the pilot is going to get us to the destination.
yeah,
We don't know his credentials. We don't go up to the guy and ask him, "Hey, show me your pilot's license," to make sure that we just blindly get on the plane and trust the pilot to take us. But we don't want to trust the creator of the mountains and the stars and the sky and the, molecular complexities that create a human being. We don't want to trust the creator to just, we don't want to give him all of that control, because I don't know why. Because of fear, because of selfishness, because of, like,
I don't
what?
know, man. Control is such an illusion, though, right?
Such an illusion. Such an
We're in
illusion.
control of
We don't want to
nothing
let things go, because sometimes we feel like it's all we have.
because all we
You
can
know what I
see,
mean?
right? Yeah.
It's all we can see in front of us. That thing that like, And I just think like if we can all just live with a generous heart and just trust God that he's in control and he's going to